Active versus passive accountability. Now, when it comes to accountability, it's really just knowing that you're responsible for a certain set of actions, and it's usually agreed upon between you and somebody else, really. And there's a difference between active accountability and passive accountability. I think passive accountability is like when you know that you're on stage, you know that you're being watched in some way. So you have to kind of do the thing that you said that you're going to do because you know that the person will know if you do or not do it. Whereas I think active accountability is a little bit more active. It's a little bit, you're taking actions and steps to be accountable. Now, where it comes to coaching, I think at first it's better to be actively accountable and then eventually passively accountable. I think it's okay to know that somebody's going to be knowing how many steps you're taking, how many, if you're tracking your nutrition or not, if you're doing your exercises or not. But without taking an active step for that person that you're being accountable to, I think there's a varying degree of responsibility. And I think when you're taking active accountability, there's a greater level of responsibility on your part. You learn to be responsible for your action. You learn to be the person who does the actions that gets the goals. Now, both cases, you're being held accountable and you're perhaps going to still do the work, but there's just an added layer of learning. There's an added layer of building and forging the habits when you're being actively accountable. And for that reason, I always want to start with that. I want you to be able to say, okay, I'm tracking, but here's proof that I'm tracking. Not only are you able to sort of log in and see this, but look at me. Here's this screenshot of me doing this. Look, I took the screenshot of me finishing my exercise. Here's the tracking on my app. Here's the tracking of my steps. Whatever it is, I think this active layer of accountability is really helping you to forge the consistency, the habits, the just getting into the rhythm of being accountable. And I think at some point you don't need that active accountability anymore. You could probably transition to more of a passive one where you know that person could check in and audit you at any time. But in all cases, I think accountability is the most important thing because life gets in the way. There's so many other ways that you're being held accountable without you even realizing, to your family members, to your employers or your employees, to your family, in your own family, to your friends, to all these things that you're being expected to do things and to hand in and to provide and to deliver. It's easy to let yourself slide and not be accountable when you're doing it on your own. And that's really one of the best values of having a coach is this accountability to what you say you want to do, what you want to accomplish. So start off with the active accountability. Take the steps to do the things that you say you're going to do and to send the proof to your coach. And then with some time, they'll be able to just log in through the app and see what you're doing, see that you're doing the things that you said you're going to do. But I think that initial period, you need to be actively accountable as opposed to passively accountable. Because I've seen in many experiences, in many scenarios working with people, that it's easy to slide when you know that you're not having to actively send something along. So start off with that and do that for as long as you need to. And then maybe at some point you can switch over to more the passive approach. You may or may not even get there at some point. You may want to always be actively accountable. But in the end, having that accountability will be the number one secret to getting to your goals.